balls, man. All right, since we're confused on what to roll, chat, let's check this out. The best class and race to play in World of Warcraft Remix, Miss Pandaria event.
Hey folks, this is
Hello.
Kalani. The Miss Pandaria Remix event starts up this week on May 16th, but I've seen a lot of folks unsure about what class, spec, or race they might want to play for the event, which classes will have the easiest time leveling, what will be viable and sought after for group content, and which classes are going to be the best if you want to go at your own pace, but still collect all of
I don't think I care about any of those. I think I just want to have fun. And we saw all those like abilities you could put in your gear. Those looked really incredible.
those sweet rewards. It is a tough question for sure, but we have some tips that
Choosing
might help you
hard.
narrow things down. So let's go through what you should consider when deciding on a class to level in the Miss Pandaria event, and what the best class and race for you could be. Now before we jump in, I'd like to say thanks to our newest members and patrons, Mifalicia, Raphael Nunes, Catherine Fortier, and Christopher Penny. Thank you so much. If you'd like to add your name to this list, check the links in the description below. So the first and perhaps most obvious choice for a class to play in the new event is a class that you don't already have.
Holy, your character names are all Kalani? No way, man.
Level. This event serves as a chance to play something new and level a character outside of the typical retail leveling experience. It's one of the highlights of the event. Level quickly, become super overpowered, and blast your way through everything the Miss Pandaria expansion has to offer. It's just one more way to change up leveling and make it more interesting to play multiple characters. So pick something you don't already have at max level and treat this event like another fun leveling switcheroo. It's also super important to highlight the fact that we will be able to play any event characters after the event ends. When the Miss Pandaria event has run its course, event characters will become retail characters ready to jump into the War Within expansion. So we don't lose them. It's not a completely separate game mode like Plunderstorm was. We get to carry these characters forward into the new expansion. Every character you make for the event will be playable in the War Within expansion. So pick something to level that you would also be interested in playing.
Holy, War Within Zone looks beautiful,
I think this event will also be the best chance to just learn something new. If you've never tried tanking or healing, or if you've never played melee or ranged, this event is a chance to try something without any real pressure. The various skill gems and abilities that you can unlock and use.
Fuck, chat, I want to raid as red. I want to do the raid content mostly. I don't know if I'm going to play this to like level a new character to bring into War Within. I want to play it for the fun of the raid with these new cool ability. Do I just make it red, or should I go like Windwalker or Demon Hunter? Like, I'm open to those too. God, it's a hard one.
This event are insanely powerful, so much so that you could probably play your class or spec completely wrong and the gems will carry you to victory. I really don't think folks are going to run into any difficulty problems, even at the highest levels of group content at max level in the event. That's how powerful these gems are. So don't worry if you're new to a class or a role. Don't worry if you've never tanked or healed before. Try it out and see how things go. Play around with the gems to fill in the gaps and issues that you're struggling with. I bet
he's such a nice guy IRL.
Many options for how to play in this event. That's something you didn't enjoy in retail could play completely differently in the Remix event, or just be much easier to play in general. Tanks and healers especially will definitely be in demand throughout the leveling portion of this event as well. This event is really unlike any other leveling process we've had in the game so far. Typically, it's almost constant questing to level up, with the odd dungeon or two thrown in just to change things up. That's not really the case for the Miss Pandaria Remix. Dungeons are available to queue into right away at level 10, so you don't even really have to do any questing. In fact, many people found it much easier and faster to just do dungeons to level up. With everyone questing through the same areas at the same time, a lot of quests took quite a long time to complete. These are also pretty old quests, which means they don't always work with massive hordes of players competing for resources all at once. So you can end up waiting for respawns of interactable items and objects, or just monsters in general for a good chunk of your playtime, which isn't ideal and definitely isn't quick.
I want that for
Paladin dungeon spamming was very popular when the this event was being tested on the PTR, and then when the raid opens up at level 25, spamming LFR actually became the most efficient way to level for many folks. If you're relying on queuable content to get quick levels in, tanks and healers will always have faster queues, so playing one of those roles could help you level quite a bit faster to start your bronze farming early. Tanking and healing will also be much easier in this event thanks to the skills and abilities from gems, so
10% damage deal when brittle enemy is slain, it explodes frost damage.
this could be the perfect time
Every 10-second gain 1% strength and 5% health you've
to
lost.
dip your toes in and
7% of your healing is collected on allies as searing light. After 3 seconds, searing light consumed to heal you.
see if you enjoy it. For
Healing an ally beneath 35% health will grant a shield absorbing 50%.
healing, there are so many gems to
Reduces the movement speed by 30% and reduces the damage up by 10%. Attacking removes the stack of
augment your
numbing
healing
code.
capabilities to keep your friends alive, even if you aren't really focusing
Fuck,
on
sorry, I
healing
keep pausing.
yourself.
Sorry, I
For
won't
tanking,
pause
there are
anymore.
various gems to increase
I
your
wanna read
AoE
them
and
all.
cleave damage to help keep threat,
I don't
and
wanna
some
annoy
options
you
to increase
guys,
your
though.
tankiness and self-sustain, so it's almost like playing the game on easy mode. Tanks and healers won't just be valuable during the leveling up portion though, they will also be highly sought after level 70. The leveling up is only part of the progression here by the looks of things. We do have max level raids to look forward to and a higher difficulty of raids to tackle up at level 70, which could end up being some of the best sources of the bronze currency.
Sauces.
If you're playing a tank or healer, getting into those groups will be much easier because DPS characters are always a dime a dozen. So if you plan on doing raids at the end game, tanks and healers will always have an easier time getting into pugs. If you're not too interested in raids or group content, picking a class that can solo things easily could be in your best interest. Anything with strong defensives and self-sustain would be perfect. Blood Death Knights and Vengeance Demon Hunters should do very well for themselves, mostly because they're pretty OP. Being super tanky, being able to heal themselves and dish out extra damage is always a great recipe for a soloing monster. The other two standouts would be the Hunters and
Hunter
the
looks
Warlocks. Having a pet that can
cool.
take the brunt of the damage while you focus on killing stuff has always been very valuable in solo content, so if you don't want to roll as a tank but you still want a really
Warlock
strong
looks cool
solo
too.
character, Hunters and Warlocks will serve you very well. If you add skill gems onto any of these classes, very little will stand in your way, so if you want to solo as much as you can during the event, pick a class that can stand on their own. Now whether you want to conquer all of the different dungeons and raids on offer in Pandaria or try to solo as much as you can, it is important to note that this event is mainly PvE focused. There doesn't seem to be any real focus on PvP content, so when choosing a character be sure to keep that in mind too. 99% of what we're going to be doing will be PvE.
Can you do
Something else
at
you might want to
least?
keep in mind is that allied races leveled up through the Mists of Pandaria event will unlock their heritage armor sets. That has been confirmed in a blue post, so if you still have some allied race heritage armor sets that you want to unlock, but
Wait, that's free. Dude, I have to do this.
just haven't gotten around to actually leveling those characters yet, this event could be the best chance you'll get to level up quickly and efficiently to get those rewards unlocked.
Wait, every class? Or
And
no?
something else you might want to consider is simply just remaking
Or every
one of your
race, I should
existing
say.
characters. After you get one character up to level 70 in this event, leveling any ult after that should be incredibly quick. This is probably the fastest leveling we will see for quite a while, so if you have any reason you might want to re-level a character, maybe to change the server that they're on, change their faction, change their race, like going from a Blood Elf to a Tauren Paladin for example, or maybe even just to change their name, this would be a great chance to do that without having to pay any real cash for the actual transfer or change. Personally, I want to change quite a lot of the names of my characters on my main server. It turns out naming everything a variation of Kalani with special characters wasn't all that great of an idea. Sending mail, especially between ults, can be quite annoying, and I've noticed that player names with special characters don't really jive well with the crafting order system specifically because folks don't want to try to have to figure out how to type your special characters. So I'll just be leveling a lot of characters for free name changes, and I might change a couple of the races while I'm at it too. Think of this event
Holy,
as a
this guy loves blood of female, all named Kalani. This one's a paladin bloodhound female Kalani.
To get your perfect alt army all set up, regardless of what you actually
know
already
what, Kalani,
have
you have
leveled
good
up.
taste,
I'll be
man.
replacing as many of my characters on Area 52 as I can. My hunter is probably the only exception for obvious reasons. I'm actually really excited to see how fast I can level on some of these characters and how much power I can unlock in the event cloak specifically. I am so happy that we're getting a completely different way to level this time around instead of just another simple bonus experience buff. Now, I know there are some folks out there who have everything at max level and might not want to level something just to have another alt, and that's totally understandable. In that case, I would still make a new character, but I would just play the class that you enjoy the most. Think about some of the options in this video, whether you want to change a name or a race or a server. Think about if you're missing any heritage armor sets, or if you'd rather tank or heal to get faster queues or easier groups. And then if you still don't really tick any of those boxes, just play whatever you enjoy the most. The Mr. Pandaria event is weird, it's wacky, and it offers a different experience. There are so many rewards you can pick up too, so focus on that aspect instead of the leveling aspect. Sure, you don't need another alt, but there are a lot of transmogs, mounts, toys, or pets. If you want to pick any of those up, this event lets you grab those goodies much easier and with no RNG. It's worth taking part in the event just for the rewards, in my opinion, even if you don't really want to play the character you actually level after the event ends. Now, with all of that being said, there are some really important things to consider when choosing which class or race to play for this event. To start with, you can actually unlock any transmog from the vendors that you want for the most part, so you don't have to use a plate wearer to unlock the plate transmog stuff from the vendor. You should be able to buy almost everything on a single character. So if you're really wanting the plate sets and assumed you would need to play a plate character to get them, that's actually not the case. So don't restrict yourself just based on which transmog you might want to unlock later on. It's also really important to point out that the various skill and ability gems make up a huge chunk of your power in this new mode. There are so many options available to you which can increase damage, give you different damage profiles, so increase your single target or AoE damage for example, or give you some more tankiness, and there are quite a few healing related gems as well. So you could actually heal your group just through gems, letting you focus more on DPS options, or play a healer with some stronger DPS gems and still dish out some crazy damage while in the healer role. The gems really break the rules, so almost any class should be able to plug the holes in their kit and patch up their weaknesses to be viable in any kind of content for this event. You can also just emphasize a class's strengths, like piling more tankiness and self-healing on a Blood Death Knight or Vengeance Demon Hunter to make them completely unkillable. I will be very interested to see how this all plays out, and I wouldn't be surprised if some players end up soloing the raids when all is said and done at level 70.
No way.
And then the last point I want to make is that after you get
is the content that easy then in here?
And have a really beefy cloak with lots of bonuses and threads woven into it, leveling alts in this mode is probably going to be the fastest we've ever seen. With the massive bonus experience boosts that you can keep on building up, combined with the extra stats giving you an instant boost, and the skill gems and abilities carrying your power level, alts are going to breeze through content while earning significantly more experience. So your first character might not matter at all. If you really enjoy this event and game mode, you might end up with an entire roster of time-running characters. You'll be gathering bronze almost no matter what you do or which character or alt you decide to play, so even if you create 20 different alts, you're still going to be working towards all of those shiny transmogs, mounts, and other collectibles from the bronze vendors.
Cool.
So if you've been struggling to pick a class or race to play through the Mists of Pandaria remix event, hopefully this helped you narrow things down. Personally, I'll be starting off
I'm probably going to want to farm. Dude, there's going to be videos like how to farm this fast as possible. Yo, if you hear about it, do it quick, chat. Do it quick.
Tanking and healing my way through content.
You learned it from Saab.
And we'll see where things go from there. As I said, I want to try and level quite a few alts just to change their name without forking over any dosh and get my alt army all ready for the War Within expansion. But what are you planning on playing first when the Mists event goes live on May 16th? And do you have any other tips that you would give to players struggling to pick something? Leave all your thoughts.
Wait, you could buy every mount?
Comment section below. A big thank you to all.
What the fuck? Did you know how hard I work for my shadow pants?
all of our supporters over on Patreon, and all of our members here on YouTube. You can see the names floating by on
goodness.
screen.
Oh,
If you'd like to add your name to the end of every video
button?
with a special shout out at the start of the next
Yes,
video, you can
special
find
shout
links
out
in
to
the
the
description of the
boys.
Patreon, or click the
Thank you
join
guys the
button just
video.
below
Great
this video.
informative
If you
video.
want to
Thank
see
you,
more
Mr.
videos like this,
Kalani.
make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I'll see you next time.
Bye bye. Wow, ultimate guide.